Welcome to COVID-19 program organized by Oriental Medicine Study Group. My name is David Cao. I'm the organizer, as well as the founder of I50.
Welcome. I'm the co-host of this session. My name is Amit. I'm a research engineer at Stanford University School of Medicine.
Today we have a distinguished Chinese doctor, one of the best in the Valley, Dr. Hao.
Hi, hello, I'm Dr. Hao Liu. Nice to meet you.
Welcome, Dr. Liu. So I'll start off with a very common question that people are very curious about these days, as to what is the relationship between the COVID-19 and the general flu that we are familiar with. And also along the same line, we know that flu is seasonal. So can we expect that COVID-19 will recur in the coming months or the coming years as well?
Okay, thank you. This is a really good question. A lot of people ask me that, but we need to understand that one thing is no matter is the flu, seasonal flu, or the COVID-19, they all virus, and all human body will stand on the top of the food chain. So our body actually we have one complete system to defend on those type of virus attack. The only difference is our body knows the virus, we don't know it. If it's old virus, our body knew it, so our body will be able to produce antivirus within 7 to 10 days. So that's why if it's a seasonal flu, usually after 7 to 10 days, our body will naturally cure it by ourselves. But the COVID-19 is something new. Our body have no experience with it. So that's why in this condition, our body will need to take a longer time to defend it. That's why you will see people need 2 weeks, even up to 3 to 4 weeks to eventually to produce the antivirus to fight over it. So that's why in this kind of situation, right now, because we don't have any antivirus yet, we don't have any vaccine shot yet. So that's why we need to make sure our body be able to working properly to be able to defend this virus by ourselves. That means our body have to work like one piece to be able to produce the antivirus. And that's why clinically, we've been closely monitored the COVID-19 since 2 months ago. But since then, we've been noticed most people, they dead by the attack of the virus is older people. Means most of them, they had the precondition. So their body condition was not good enough. So that's why they will not be, their body cannot produce enough antivirus in time. Or they had, we call it run treatment, means the people rush into the hospital, had too much, either it's injection or something like that. Basically, your immune system actually got bothered. Okay, because with all the chemicals, injections, drugs, your immune system will not be able to handle that. That's why they lose the chance to produce enough antivirus in time. So that's why they lost their life. So that's why I don't think the virus actually will be recurrent, because it actually will be with us all the time. It's been here already. They're always going to be here. But the thing is, like, if our body is strong enough, we actually will be able to easily defend it.
So California announced the home shelter program, and looks New York is following, just announced. So this means that for lots of big states, there's I don't know, tens of million people stay home right now. Those people, I believe they are safe in the near future. But what about the future? How can those people prepare themselves in the home for next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks time, to improve their immune system to avoid being affected?
Yeah, so based on the successful experience in China, so we've been noticed, if you really catch up the symptoms early enough, soon enough, actually the virus, the symptoms is easy to treat and easy to fight. Okay, but I think there's a few points I want to make is for human body, we need to understand one thing. We defend the virus with our lung system. It's not the lung self, it's a lung system. Okay, but the lung system, we use it as a battlefield to defend the virus. But the lung system has two major pathways. What it means? It means the lung has to working hard because the lung have the one major detoxing system through the skin. That means if our skin can breathe in properly, the lungs function will increase 20 to 30%. Okay, so that means if there is something in the lung need to come out, one of the way to make the lung clean is to sweat. So we have to make sure our body be able to sweat properly. That's one thing. And second part is the major part, because 80 to 90% of our toxic in the body is supposed to be go out through the bowel and urination. It means that we have to go through the whole digestive system. So that's why our lung have to have really good connection with our digestive system. So anything happening in the lung, any fluids, anything the lung produced, phlegm, whatever, have to be able to smoothly transfer into the intestines. So then come out through the bowel or urination. At the same time, the intestine have to work strong enough to grab enough nutrition to support the lung's need. At the same time, so talking about the digestion grabbing, that means the intestine will not be able to work along by itself. Not only the intestines, the liver, the kidneys, the heart have to work together to make these things happen. So that means when our body fighting the coronavirus, it's not only about the lung, it's about the whole body situation. It means all the organs have to work together to be able to make these things happen. So, but for the prevention part, if we're healthy, then we just really more focus on we be able to make sure yourself be able to sweat sun every day. Okay. At the same time, make sure you dress up enough, keep yourself warm. But the inside, make sure your digestion system working as good as possible. This actually is one point I'm worried the most, because in America, let's say not in whole Western, the diet is really different with Chinese, because American people we eat a lot of the raw vegetable, we eat a lot of fruits, but all those things give a lot of pressure on the intestines. But we have to know the human body is not designed to digest raw vegetable. We don't have that strong teeth to grind the fiber so fine, or intestine even shorter than a goat. So we cannot really digest raw vegetable that well. So that's why when we're eating so much things, so much cold things, so much raw veggies, so much fiber, you actually give a lot of pressure on the intestines. So if you want to make keep your digestion strong, I actually highly recommend people taking more warm food, more soft food, nothing raw, nothing sour, and more protein and carbs.
Dr. Liu, I'm curious, with the diet aspect of it. So I'd assume, or normally we believe, if we have a higher fiber in our diet, that is helpful for our bowel movements, right? That's something we have been propagated throughout, right? So it seems in this case it's counterintuitive, right? Here you are suggesting that at least in case of the COVID-19, one should stay away from very high fiber diet. So would you like to talk a little more on that aspect alone?
Yeah, this is the high fiber diet actually is a part. We should only say it's a part correct. Okay, clinically we see a lot of people with high fiber diets has really bad constipation. We need to understand one thing. Think about this way: on the diet, we only have three choices: carbohydrate, protein, and fiber. Carbohydrate give our body short time energy support. And the carbohydrate is really friendly with the intestines. So that's why traditionally, no matter it's Western, Eastern, or Western, the breakfast always something warm, soft, and sweet. Because something warm, high carbs, it's really friendly with the intestines. Sugar directly boosts up the intestines. Okay, so that's why this is a tradition, because when you're eating something so warm and sweet in the morning, your intestines become more active. If your intestines become more active, you'll get enough nutrition for the whole day. That's one thing. And second thing, the protein. Protein actually supports our body long time energy support. It's a little bit hard to digest, but they give a lot of the energy. So that's why the fiber only just for the cleansing. So that's why if we need to make our body stronger, we actually need a little bit more energy support. It means actually more carbon and more protein. As long as we get enough fiber actually means as much as the protein you take, then that's enough. Okay, and also in the springtime, we need to understand one thing. Springtime for human body actually is your digestion system weakest season in the year. So that's why we do highly recommend people take a little bit more carbs. So I give a lot of suggestions to my patient. I really suggest them to take 40 to 50% of their meal should be carbs. Then 25% meat, 25% protein, 25% fiber. That's totally enough. And plus, when you're taking 40% not the white rice, white flour, we're talking about the buckwheat or quinoa, those type of stuff. It contains a lot of fiber inside already. So you will never, because this diet, have shortened the fiber.
So I have two follow-up questions related to this one. How about fully cooked vegetables? The second related question is about the senior people, especially there's senior people, healthy senior people, there's unhealthy senior people. Maybe add a little bit of flavor in this question. How about people in Seattle, New York? Because these two regions definitely are the two regions has the biggest number of infections.
Okay, so for the seniors, it's really complicated. Just like I said earlier, if your body is healthy, give your body enough time, you will be able to produce enough antivirus by yourself. As long as you keep your body function, then you're okay. But for people who has a precondition, it's really hard. So that's why they really have to be cautious. And just like we said earlier, still try to working on the two parts, the two pathway for the lung. Try to build it up as soon as possible. Make sure they can sweat, or at least sweat partially, or they have to have really regular bowel movement. But the regular bowel movement doesn't mean diarrhea. It means you have to have the strong digestive system. Okay, so basically we can suggest them go through some maybe massage or some really simple exercise to help with that. Okay, well, we can talk about this a little bit later.
Okay, so I have a question, in the same line. So, we hear that the senior folks are the most at risk, right? Elderly individuals are most at risk. So that's something we know, and we are trying to prevent that as much as we can, right? So that's okay. But what about other people at risk, right? What about people that live with such individuals, or let's say, your Uber driver, or people who are working to keep our food stock alive, right? In the grocery stores, in the farms. So, so those people are also obviously, outside, they're exposed. So but their strategies to combat this, right? Their strategies to ward off the risk would probably be different than, the senior individuals, right? So would you like to address these other at-risk individuals? How should they go about it?
Earlier, I actually, 2 months ago, I actually read an article about how to treat patients who got coronavirus in different stage. Okay, and so that's why in that article, we actually gave the really good prevention formula. It's all by herbs. It's natural, no side effects, but it actually works well. We had quite a few patients that tried it. We get a really good result come back from that. So if they interest, they will be able to either contact us, or we can even just post the article to the public. If they want, they can find the herbs, or will find the ingredients in most of the herb shop, because all the herbs are really common to use. Okay, and also there's one really simple way to prevent it by diet. There's one soup. Okay, really simple to make. If people can make a note. We get 20 gram ginger, 200 gram onion, 10 gram the dry tangerine peel means the dry tangerine skin. If you don't have that, just get the fresh one. But if it's fresh one, we need the 30 gram of fresh tangerine skin, then some honey. We use a 30 gram tangerine, fresh tangerine skin, and with 10 gram ginger, put in 3 cups water, slow boil, a small boil for 10 minutes. Okay, then we add in another 10 sliced ginger and onion chopped for another 3 minutes. Then we add in some sugar or honey. Okay, so basically you will have 3 cups of water, you will have 2 cups left. About like so that 2 cups you can just drink through the day, just like a tea. Okay, because the ginger and onion working together really strong help you to open your skin pores. So that's opening the connection from your lung to the skin. And the tangerines working really strong for the stomach, combined with the ginger, long time cooked ginger. Okay, and the sugar, the 3 of that are really friendly with the whole stomach and the intestines. So basically we get another pathway open. As long as we can keep these 2 pathways open, our immune system should stay strong. And of course, all the prevention you still have to do, like you wash your hand, wear a mask, use alcohol, just to keep yourself as clean as possible, keep your airflow. Yeah, but this will be the really easiest way and food diet to prevent the coronavirus.
Okay, I have a question. So in California, rational test is enough. So we guess, of course, governor also guess that many people actually had been affected by the virus, but there isn't enough test to verify they stay home right now. Also in like Italy, in British, there are lots of those people actually get confirmed with virus, but very mild symptoms. The hospital system is not enough to hospitalize all of them. So they stay home. Do you have any particular suggestions or solutions for people have been affected by the virus, but very mild disease? Maybe let me add a little bit more flavor in it. So in North America, where many people actually get the flu, they're not sure whether they have the virus or not because the test is not enough. Maybe 2 weeks later, everybody could test, but today they're not. But 2 weeks time is a very long time for those viruses. Do you have any suggestions to those group of people?
First of all, you need to check your symptoms because the coronavirus with regular flu, the one major different thing is the dryness. Okay, the patient will experience the dryness instead like normal flu, you will have the more mucus. So that at the beginning of the coronavirus, most people will feel is nose dry, mouth dry, throat dry. But for most people have the flu, you actually have the runny nose. You have your throat feel sticky. Okay, so this is the most major difference between the coronavirus or flu. But still, if people eating a lot of the spicy stuff, they still could have the dryness. So this only just want to give you the partial of the symptoms to check with that. But we still not be sure if you have the flu or coronavirus until you get to the test. But just so everybody just be cautious in this point. My patients, I really just highly recommend them if they have something they're not sure about that, they take the prevention formula for 2 to 3 days. Okay, so we had quite a lot of patients that did that, and since Monday I got a few phone calls, and today we got the test result back. I had 3 patients. They call in said the test is positive, but they had they took the herbs. They had the 3 of them all had the fever. But all of them take 2 bags herbs. The fever is gone. Okay, so basically all the symptoms came down. Yeah, so that's why the formula people can later you can find online, or we can provide it. But that works really well for the prevention.
For the formula, we also saw many different versions of the formulas. But here's my challenge. The weather in California, in Silicon Valley, is very different. Lots warmer, drier than Wuhan.
Right.
Of course, Seattle is very cold and wet. New York is very different. Should those different regional people use different type of formula?
The difference is like that, because in Chinese medicine, we're more focused on how your body to defend on the virus. Okay, and the coronavirus has been noticed. It is really easy to grow on somewhere wet and humid. Like originally started in Wuhan, because I actually spent quite a time to study the weather of Wuhan for the past few years. Wuhan was really famous with has really windy and cold and humid winter. So that's why at the beginning of the coronavirus happening, people say the virus could live up to 7 days, because the 7 days we always know the virus actually has no body. You have to live in a cell. If your weather is cold and humid, basically just like the cells living in a refrigerator. So that's why the cell live up to 7 days. Then the virus live up to 7 days, right? So, but in Bay Area, of course, the good thing is this year is kind of dry, it's windy. So outside is not really friendly with the virus growing, but not last week and next week gonna be raining. So that's not good news. But beside that, okay, so any place has a cold, has a warm weather, dry weather. We don't see the virus get really serious. But New York, Washington are two parts are the weather really like the Wuhan, and they all on the 40-degree north latitude. So that's why they have the weather got really similar. So people living over there has to be really cautious, because if you got it, it's hard to deal. But but the herbs, because we're more focused on your body condition. So the difference only just if you living in that really cold area, the dosage need to be higher, or you need to take a little bit longer time. But if you live in Bay Area, just like my patients, 2 days, everything's wiped out. But in Washington or New York, I actually do recommend they should take a longer time, maybe up to like 3 to 5 days, just for the prevention. Yeah.
Right. Following up on this, Dr. Liu, on a slightly tangential note, so does it mean that when summer time's around, the virus will go away? Is that something we can expect? That when
Yes, based on the weather, the warmer weather has the virus does not so bad. So we know when the weather getting warmer, the virus will be better. And the Chinese medicine will not only study this, we also study we study with the human body, with the relationship between human body and the whole universe, not only the Earth. So that's why for the past 1,000 years, we've been noticed in this particular year type. So in the first or second period of the first 2 to 3 months, because the planet, not only the Earth, we're talking about in solar system, the other planets, the distance with Earth, you also will change the magnetic field affect their magnetic field will affect the Earth, and we know all the virus, those low level creature actually got effect by those magnetic field a lot. So that's why actually we do expect after March 23rd, because the distance between Earth with other planets will the changing. So we expect after that the virus will not be able to as strong as before.
Okay,
I see. Let me ask you a question about the formula and the Chinese medicine for the people with a little bit heavier symptoms. Assume, particularly in California, most people will be hospitalized, but do they have any options? Of course, for Europe people, there's a bigger problems. Do they have any option? Do you think the Chinese herb formulas can be effective?
Yeah, I think so, because we target, just like what I said earlier, we're not target on the different locals. We're talking on the human body's two major ways. We're not trying to cure the virus. We just try to make your body keep function normal by yourself. Then you'll be able to defend the virus by yourself. So that's why the guideline is as long as you'll be able to keep up your lungs function and keep up your digestive system function. So you will be able to defend the virus sooner or later.
I see. So for those people, let's say, who are seeking alternatives like herb solutions, where typically they can get herbs? For instance, your clinic is in California. What about people in Seattle or in Europe? What typically what are possibilities?
Right now, the herb shop is actually all over the world. Chinese medicine has been accepted by US for more than 20, 30 years. So actually, I think almost every state you definitely can find the herb shop easily. If you cannot, you can still call to. We can even mail to you if you need. But of course, if you can find it in local, that'd be great.
Okay, got it. So that's my questions. So the audience has a couple questions now.
Okay.
I'm going to read those questions. One of the person also, by the way, before we start audience question, I want to highlight that for the formula listed, maybe later on we can attach that one in your video in the YouTube. So anybody click the video can see the formula link on the YouTube, so where we can get it. Okay, so there are three questions have been asked. The first question that the one viewer asked, can they use orange skin instead of tangerine skin?
Yeah, tangerine skin, you cannot, because orange skin with tangerine skin, the property is really, really different. Okay, so it has to be tangerine skin. So traditional, we actually been suggesting to use the traditionally dried tangerine peel, but unfortunately the dried tangerine peel right now is hard to find. Yeah, so that's why if you cannot find, then just use a fresh one.
Okay, can people make dry and tangerine skin themselves?
You can, but the result is not good, because if you really look at the traditional the way they make it, the dry tangerine peel smells really strong and the color is almost black, but the one you make at home always fresh, just as a original, like or still like a fresh orange color. That's not the right one.
Okay, got it. There are a couple audience questions asked to post for the formula on the website or the structure. Yes, we will do that. We don't need to repeat now. One, the lady Deborah asked a question to suggest to sweat. She's asking how, like exercise, lots of warm clothes. What are your different solutions?
Yeah, there's quite a few. Okay, there's one thing for the senior people is really easy to do. Let me see if people can see it. Okay, basically, you can you see?
Yes.
You stand up. You put your hands in the back, and go back as far as possible, and hold it. And you put your head back, and go back as far as possible, and just hold it, and keep breathing. Okay, because this position, you actually are squeezing all your back muscle together, and all energy, human body or energy flow most on the back, on our back. So this one will make your body get hot really, really fast. If you do this 1 to 2 minutes, I'm sure you are sweating.
Wow.
Okay, that's one thing. And second thing is, so when you're sweating, so now you open your surface skin with your lung, and for the digestion system, let's do this way. Just put your hands. For female, right hand on the belly. For male, left hand on the belly, and right hand above it. Just massage your belly area clockwise 36 times, from small gradually become bigger, but then counterclockwise, but only on your belly button area, small circles, 36 times. So this will increase your whole digestion system's movements really fast, and for people have bigger belly, also can help you to lose the belly.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dr. Liu. So there's one more viewer called Lin asked a question that I heard this virus is afraid of hot temperature, like over 50 degrees, the virus will die. Is that true? I think that's what you can find on the website. But she asked the next question that will sauna, like maybe hot shower, anything related to very hot, make your body hot or warm, can it get rid of the virus?
Yeah, of course, because when your body getting warmer, you're sweating. Just like we said earlier, if you build the sweat partially, then sweat one little bit every day, it's good. But just be careful, don't over sweat yourself. Okay, so doing sauna, we're talking about within 10 to 15 minutes. If you do exercise, cardio, yes, you need it. But still, we suggest you not over 15 minutes. Because if you over sweat too much, your surface immune system actually become weaker. Okay, so you actually might weak your immune system. You might get the virus even faster.
One more viewer, Hui Huang asked, will IGU help?
IGO is really critical because the IGO also it doesn't make your body strong. But first of all, you have to work on the right spots. Second of all, you have to work on your body when you know yourself. So basically, we cannot tell everybody to do something is exactly the same, because that's another way to do it.
So can I clarify that you mean that IGO could be helpful, but for most people, they don't have enough knowledge or expertise, there could be risk or something. Is that what you think?
So because IGO will really boost up our immune system. Okay. For example, if you do 5 minutes to 10 minutes IGO, I think that's safe for most of the people. But if you overdo it, or if you did on the wrong place with the wrong way, actually will cause more trouble. So that's why I cannot just guarantee you this is a perfectly great way to do it. But I think 5 to 10 minutes is safe. But I would recommend only do on the belly button. There's 2 ways you can do it. Either you can hold the IGO stick, circle around your belly button for 5 to 10 minutes. That's fine. Or you can use cut a slice of ginger, about like 2/4 thick. Put on your belly button, then put the iron on it, then burn it. So that's the traditional way to do it. But still, within 5 to 10 minutes, don't overdo it.
Okay, got it. So, do you have any other suggestions before we finish the program to our audience?
Yeah, I still just one more thing. Just be really careful. Is right now online, a lot of people say to prevent a virus, you need to take a high dosage vitamin C and vitamin E. So please don't do that. It doesn't really help at all. Okay, we need to understand one thing is vitamin C. Okay, in China, there is an article saying they're using vitamin C and vitamin E to helping people recovering, but they specifically said the dosage they use, and plus they only use for people who had the virus already. They fight over it, but their body get extremely fatigued. Then they let them body take a high dosage of vitamin C and the vitamin E, because the vitamin C is something really, really sour. When you're taking it, you actually make your body tighten up. That will make your body not losing nutrition and not losing energy as much as they should be. Okay, so they can save more energy inside. And the vitamin E will give the body to better moisturizing. So because when you have the virus, when you're fighting the virus, you have the sweat. People sweat a lot. So you take a vitamin E to regain the fluid back to your body sooner. But now, when you are not having the fluid, when you not have the flu, when you're not having the virus, so you take vitamin C, you tighten up your skin, you will not be able to sweat. Okay, if you eat a lot of vitamin E, you're gonna cause your body to accumulate a lot of fluid inside, and the fluid will eventually hold up your intestines. Then your intestine was working extremely slow. So this is not a good idea to do it.
Got it. There's one viewer, Deborah, asked a question that should we eat nothing sour now?
Yes. So that's why I actually tell my patient to do not eat anything sour and do not eat any fruits, because the fruit contain a lot of acid in it. So it's not helpful at all.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Dr. Liu. Really appreciate your time. And we'll
You're welcome.
publish for our audience. We'll publish a couple links about the information together by YouTube link and also the video link on Tencent channel. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.